If you want to make 20K a month in 2026, this is the exact guide on how to do that. I'm going to guess you're a beginner. Maybe you're some kind of professional. You probably have a job of some sort. You're skilled. You have interests. You have hobbies. You have talents. You're experienced. You're a serious adult. You're a serious adult. And if you are a serious adult, you definitely have the current ability, skills, interests, hobbies, etc., to make 20K a month in 2026, probably within 3 to 6 months. And that's a big claim. And people might be like, Nick, how can you even say that? Because I've seen it time and time again with clients of ours, people not making any money. They're a serious person. They come in, 3 to 6 months later, they're making 20K a month. Now, 3 to 6 months is fast. Maybe it takes you a year, maybe it takes you 2 years. You can definitely do it though. If you're watching this, you're seeing this, I 100% believe that you can do it if you're a serious adult individual that takes their life seriously, okay? And I say that because if you have a skill, interest, hobby, talent, or experience, there's something that you know that other people want to know, and they want to know it in some manner. So we're going to break down the exact pieces, how to identify what you're best at and what you should be selling that you already have. We're then going to talk about the model, and then we're going to talk about the method to make that model very, very successful. Okay? Let me grab the pen tool here. We're going to go in. Let's look at this. Skills, interests, hobbies, talents, experiences. This is number one. I want you to get a list, okay? Get a piece of paper, get your notes out, whatever it is, and make a list of your best skills, interests, hobbies, talents, experiences. By the way, this is exactly how I started. This is exactly the method that I used when I first started. And my business has now done over 8 figures in sales combined between myself and profit share clients and that sort of thing. We have clients that are growing all the time. We've done millions and millions of followers, okay? And this is exactly how we started. So what are your skills, interests, hobbies, talents, experiences? Write them down. Get them all out on a piece of paper. Be clear about them. And what you want to do is you want to identify 2 things within that. You want to identify what you are best at. You also want to identify what's most monetizable. What I mean by that is who are the people that would probably buy that thing. So let's first identify what you're best at. Like let's say, for example, you're really good at skiing. You're a skiing expert, okay? This is just random. I'm pulling this out, okay? You're really good at skiing. Who wants to learn how to ski? Usually rich people or upper middle class people, that sort of thing. It's parents that maybe want to purchase lessons for their children, and they're definitely maybe like it's like the dad that's like a VP at a Fortune 500 and the mom takes care of the kids and they're looking for ski lessons. You know, it's that type of person. What emotions do they have? Let's just say that's your skill. That's your skill, that's your interest. You ski all the time. And maybe you don't ski. Maybe your interest is driving. Maybe you're really good at driving. Maybe, you know, you're really good at flying kites. Okay, and by the way, it doesn't have to be like this money-related thing. People are like, oh, doesn't my skill have to be like I make companies more money or I teach someone like a drop shipping business model? No, it doesn't have to be like that. We have people that are inside our company and our clients that we consult on that are guitar players. You know, they create music. They're baseball coaches. They're fitness coaches. It doesn't have to be this money-related business opportunity thing ever at all. Those certainly work, but you know, if that's not your skill, it's not your hobby, it doesn't have to be the thing that you talk about or the thing that you sell. So let's say you're good at skiing. That's your thing. And you want to sell to rich people. What are the emotions that these people have? What are the pains and what are the desires? Let's just take the rich person, okay, that got super rich recently. They're 35 years old, but they don't know how to ski. And it really sucks because all their rich person friends go and ski all the time in Aspen every year, and they're missing out. They show up, they have a coffee, they have a hot chocolate, and then they sit there like the gimp, like the loser of the group, in the dining hall, you know, saying, okay, bye everybody, you know, go have fun skiing. And they're just there because they don't know how, and they're scared. Okay, that's a big pain because now they're out of the group, and they want to be in the group, okay? So we need to help this person solve this problem. They need to know how to ski. They need to know how to ski on a professional level. They need to know how to ski so well that they can fit in with all the people that are ripping it in Aspen, because their desire is to be part of the in-group and join these trips. Cool. We now know who we're selling to, the emotions that we're selling to, the pains and desires, and the thing that you're best at, the thing that you are best at, and it's most monetizable. It's going to be monetizable if there's enough people with money that need that thing. Now, we can monetize this in a couple ways. We can monetize skiing with an Ecom product, which is like, here's a better version of the skis that you're currently using. Here's better boots. These gloves are going to be better for you. Look at this jacket, this outerwear. But I wouldn't do that. If you're trying to make your first 20K a month, I definitely wouldn't go with Ecom. That's physical good. You're going to have to spend a lot of money up front on advertising, spend a lot of money up front on inventory. It's a lot more difficult. It's a lot more to manage. I wouldn't do it. It's a big upfront investment and an upfront cost. The next version is a service, like a hands-on service. You take someone for ski lessons on a mountain. I think this is good. This is really good for content and ads as well, because you can film what you're doing. You can show people that you're an expert hands-on. But I think the next one is info. And if I'm you and I'm doing skiing, I'm probably combining this with this. I'm probably going online and on Instagram, I'm selling the info, but then in person, I'm doing ski lessons and I'm just filming all my ski lessons and everything I use and do for clients. And I'm using that as content to sell the info online. Like I'm probably doing both of those. And maybe you're even a ski instructor right now. Or maybe you're an MMA instructor. You teach Muay Thai. Why don't you film all that and then put it online? That is the method. That is the method. Use the in-person stuff to make the online stuff pop. Okay? These are your options. These are your main options overall. This is what it looks like. You can do e-com, you can do a service, or you can do info. There's not really much else. Like, I'm not going to put software up here. I'm not going to put a private equity business on here. That doesn't even make sense. None of that makes sense. Okay? Now, we're going to reveal the method. Okay? Now, the method is this. You're going to be posting content. You're going to be growing a brand. Okay? You want to pick one platform. This platform should have DMs. Okay? This is going to be Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Most of you should start with Instagram. Some of you Twitter. Very few of you LinkedIn. It's really going to depend on where the people over here are hanging out. Like, where do rich people that want to learn how to ski hang out? They probably hang out on Instagram and maybe even YouTube. Okay? But you want to have the DMs, because you do a lot of selling in DMs, especially at the start. So I would go with Instagram. You're going to post 3 to 5 times a day. Start with one, okay? But if you really want to grow, you really want to make a shit ton of money, you really want to hit that 20K a month number, I want to see 3 to 5 times a day. Okay? That's really where the growth is. Directly target the avatar, pains, desires, and all of the emotions, okay? So in your content, you're not going to be like, okay, guys, I'm going to do pizza today, with my skis. I'm going to, have pizza. I'm going to do pizza today. Pizza, I don't give a shit about pizza. The fuck, it's pizza, I want to know how to hang out with my friends. I want to know how to drink as I'm going down the slopes. Anyway, you want to directly target the avatar pains, desires, and emotions. You want to target the fact that they're not able to spend time with their friends. They're not able to do business on the slopes because they don't know how to ski. And that's their desire, okay? So you want to talk about that in your content. And again, that's just an example, okay? And you're going to sell your shit off of that. You're going to sell your shit off of that. And what I mean by that is you're going to go on the whatever platform it is, and you're going to have some kind of free stuff, okay? Then you're going to use many chat sequences, and you're going to say, hey, comment this thing, and I'll send you this information. And then you're going to have a link in bio, and then on your stories, you're going to have stories up daily. You're going to talk about your product. You're going to talk about information, and you're going to sell. You're going to sell. You're going to have at least 1, 2, 3 CTAs, things that tell people that your thing exists every single day. And it's going to be very targeted because all of the content that you are talking about is directly tied into the pains, problems, desires, and emotions. So what you're doing is you're building up this big audience, this big bubble of people that are directly there for the skills, interests, hobbies, talents, experiences that you have. And they're targeted because the problems and pains and everything that you're talking about in your content directly match this person. So these people are going to be your audience. And within this audience, all you have to do is let them know that your shit exists a couple times a day. Okay, so if you post 3 to 5 times a day, mention your thing on your story, mention your thing on your post, and you start to get sales. Each of these is a sale. little pinpricks in the bubble, you start to get sales. And that's how it develops. That's how the game works. Let's also say you're selling a service. You're going to do all of this same stuff. You're going to grow an audience the exact same way, but you're also going to send some outbound DMs. And those people you send outbound DMs to are going to come back and see your content. They're going to say, wow, this guy's an expert. I wouldn't do it for skiing, but maybe if you're selling, coaching on how to grow your YouTube channel or like something like that, you might outbound to people that you feel might be a good fit. Or if you want to sell more so a service, typically, that's how you're going to do that. And you're going to couple them. That's the method. You're going to do it together. So this right here, guys, is how you make 20K a month in 2026. You could be, working a normal job right now. You definitely have some kind of expertise. Let's say you're in blue collar and you do masonry. You're an expert. You've been doing it 5 to 10 years at this point. You know everything there is to know about masonry. Why don't you start a YouTube channel walking through the exact step-by-step on how masonry works? You're already working on masonry jobs. Why don't you just film it and walk people through it? And then build this big bubble of people that like masonry stuff and sell them courses. Or sell them your masonry service. Or sell them Ecom products eventually that help them do masonry better. This is how it works. And the only thing you have to do is you have to build this bubble of people. You have to build this audience. Because once you have the audience that's directly targeted to the interests that you have and the things that you do and the pains, the problems, and desires, you can sell them anything you want. 10K followers, 20K followers will change your life. You will never be broke again. 100K to 500K followers basically guarantees that you will be rich forever. That's how this game works. And that's how you're going to make 20K a month in 2026. I've seen it time and time again with my clients, for myself, other people in the space. It is the method, the fastest method right now to getting there and staying there, because staying there is very, very important. Now, look, guys, if you want help with this, 1, subscribe to the channel. 2, I have a free resource link below called the Propaganda Playbook, which teaches you exactly how to do all of this way more in depth. So you should go grab that. And 3, if you like this and you want my help, I have 2 services. 1, we have our consulting, which will work hands-on with you, hold your hand through all this. And 2, we have our software where you run this entire business on. It's the best software in the game. It replaces all the other ones that people have been using and mixing and matching and all that sort of stuff. So look, make sure to subscribe, go down below, check out all that stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you haven't hit 20K a month yet, this is exactly how you're going to hit 20K a month in 2026.